Hello. Hi, I am Katie Murphy. I'm the studio manager here at Wheaton Arts.
I'm Patty Clune, and I'm the assistant studio manager at Wheaton Arts.
And Wheaton Arts is a campus for arts and crafts. So we have a glass blowing studio behind us, a pottery craft building with potters and flame workers, as well as a paper making studio and a museum and shops. So you can learn all about the history of arts and crafts in South Jersey and also see those processes in real time. I started blowing glass in high school as a 16-year-old at the Crefeld School in Philadelphia, and have a bachelor's degree from Temple University in glass and a master's degree from Virginia Commonwealth University in craft, which is not something I set out to do, but really kind of got sucked into this medium, and it's drawn me in for almost 16 years now. It's something that's like really community based, and I think we have a really awesome community of artists here that come from all different backgrounds, and Patty has a really different background in glass than I do.
I started out going to like Corning as a kid and just seeing a couple of pieces there that really stuck with me. One of them was a little piece of candy that just seems kind of trivial to make to me now, but at the time when I was like 6 or 7 years old, it was like this huge thing. I didn't start blowing glass until I was 21. I started as a flame worker and kind of got into it that way, and then I went to Salem Community College in South Jersey for scientific glass blowing and glass art, so kind of really well-rounded education there, and then worked in production for a few years and decided to join the craft community again, get back into the arts.
You're in this, I kind of feel like we're like one of the best kept secrets of South Jersey.
I think
like,
that's true.
You like blink on your way to the shore and you miss it,
Yeah.
But there's a lot of really unique parts of this campus, and I think specifically like the history of American glass and South Jersey glass in the museum is something you're not going to find a lot of other places. And to tie that to a lot of our molds that we have. So when we walked in, we have all of a variety of molds from factories in the area that shut down. So we have historic molds that you really can't find anywhere else in the world, and then those actual pieces in the museum. So to see not only how those pieces would have been made historically, but see the pieces and then watch the process, it really, I think, is much more engaging than maybe just walking into a museum
And
without
then
all that.
some of the fellows coming in, they want to use these old molds, and so there's these antique molds that have like these new life being breathed into them, and also like bringing a modern context to it, and kind of like they're historical, but they're also like still relevant today.
Glass has really evolved in the last 50 years and 20 years, and historically factory workers would have been men that would have passed down their knowledge to their children or their grandchildren, and we have a very diverse staff, and I'm very proud to have a lot of women on our staff that are doing things that maybe would have been told like, oh, that's something a man does, and like, no, Patty's the one that does all that. And I think specifically being in South Jersey, there's a really, really rich history of glass making in this area. So people will come in and be like, oh, my grandfather was a glass blower, and like one of the objects he made is in the museum. And so there's all of these family ties to glass in this area.
I feel like local South Jersey people generally have a broader base of knowledge, even if they're not glass blowers and don't really know anything about it. They still have more context than, say, I did growing up in like upstate New York for it too. It used to be like the same as like a car mechanic. It's like everyone knows a car mechanic, right? But now it's just like the glass blowers are kind of that like common in this general area.
Oh yeah, and we do a lot of school tours too. So I think a lot of kids in the area have access to. I mean, I didn't know about glass until my high school art teacher said, "Hey, do you want to take this class?" And it's cool to see fourth graders who can see this process, and maybe, I don't know, let's check back in like 10 years. Maybe there's future glass blowers that have been in the audience.
And if anything, if nothing else, then they get like a perspective of like what can be done. Like, or this is a thing that looks solid, but it's actually a liquid. Also, it's really sharp and hot, so it's just like all of these things. And I think that is part of the magic of it as well.
It allows her to